Body shaming is when people are being judgmental or criticizing others of their body, whether it's really thin, really small, really big, really fat, and saying that they look ugly or they should slim down or they should eat more or they should go to the gym, and saying that they are not taking care of their own body.
What body shaming to me is about critique someone or making fun of someone. It can be verbal, it can be by actions, it can also be by body language that you give someone, that you portray to someone just because their body may not be acceptable to you, or their body you feel that is imperfect. Or
I have experienced it. Most people do. Some maybe more, some maybe less. To me, body shaming is something that shouldn't even happen at the first place, because it did bring down my self-esteem.
So when we were all 7 years old, it is mandatory for the 7-year-old kids in primary school to perform a fashion show during Children's Day. Our teacher reminded us to bring our favorite dresses or skirts to show the teacher, so that the teacher can choose what is appropriate for you to wear for the fashion show. So I went home, I told my mom, she gave me all my favorite skirts, my favorite blouses, my favorite dresses. And the next day during rehearsals, when I brought my clothes to show my teacher, she told me, Martina, you're too big to be wearing dresses and skirts. We would like to put you on the athletic category. When the rehearsal started and they divided everyone into the categories like dress category, skirt and blouses category, and then the athletic category, it was a bummer and it was very hurtful to see that in the athletic category they put all the big size flashy girls to be part of the athletic category. And I remember vividly during Children's Day, during the fashion show, when the dresses and the skirts were all being shown on the runway, everyone was cheering and clapping. But then when it came to the athletic wear, everyone laughed. All the teachers and even the students were all laughing and clapping, because they found this as a joke, because how can fat kids or big kids be associated with athletic wear? And I think that was one of the biggest body shaming experiences I went through, because it wasn't coming from, kids of our age, peers and stuff, but it was coming from teachers who thought that it was okay let children become laughing stocks.
People used to comment on my face because I used to have serious case of acne. So I have all these scars. I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah. So every time I meet someone, the first thing that they notice are these scars. And instantly they will ask me what kind of products I use for my face, and all of them, like everyone would recommend a product, would advise me to try new things, sort of like brought my self-esteem down. So every time I would meet a cute guy or see someone that I want to go say hi, I would have low self-esteem, and I won't feel confident enough. I won't feel pretty enough, because I feel like the only thing that they see when they look at me would be this, because that's the first thing that everyone would notice. And I also had problems with my teeth. They're not really straight. So all this thing, when you grow up and you go to high school, and these are the things that girls will point out, and you will see girls with really porcelain sort of skin and like really straight teeth, and you feel like, why am I not like them?
I think as a guy, the worst body shaming that I could get is you are too short. Because the thing is, like for example, when you queue up in school and things like that, I'm always the guy in front, like the boy in front of the whole class, because they arrange you by height. And you are ridiculed because of it. Oh, you are too short. And you can do something about it. Of course, you try to do something about it, but sometimes it is just what it is. And for the longest time, like that has become an issue because you should be taller and things like that. But this is something that I can't change, and something that I can't amend, and it always makes me feel that, oh, uh, what is am I a lesser man just because I'm not tall? There's a lot of perceived notion about, oh, taller men means they are uh, more well-to-do, more well-fed, more, basically everything is better if they are tall. Even a very how to say, something that's so generic that people keep say, oh, tall, dark, and handsome. Why does it have to be tall? Why does it have to be dark? Why does it, those kind of things. So in that sense, it's already embedded that they perceive that, oh, okay, in order for you to be something, you have to be of a certain height, or you have to have a certain body mass.
I have always been very, very skinny my entire life, and in high school, I was told straight to my own face a few times that boys will not date me because I am so thin and I don't have any boobs, which is funny because I grew up still very, very thin, still very, very flat chested, and I actually get to date a lot as an adult. And yeah, one person I remember called me Plasma TV. Like, that's like his nickname for me. And I think it's funny. I think it's really creative than, the kind of other kind of things that people have called me, like Papan, um, a few other things. Yeah, I don't really remember. But yeah, there were a few other things that people call me. But I think Plasma TV is actually really, really funny. And that guy right now, I think, is single. So
Do parents body shame their children? Yes, I have experienced it. It's happened in front of my eyes before. Then I think it's something that shouldn't even happen. I mean, from your own parents, it's not nice. Not nice at all.
I was a plump kid, and I received body shaming comments from my own father. He believed that he was pushing me to better my eating habits and to be more healthy. Unfortunately, I think that it backfired and caused more harm than good. It created a vicious cycle of self hatred, stress, and anxiety, and I had to deal through it by eating.
My experience being body shamed is closer to home, and it comes from my family members. And they always come in a very jokingly way. And when they do realize that I'm very uncomfortable, they'll try to justify by saying that they're trying to help me. But at one point, I do have to draw the line. But regardless of how many times I tell them, they would not realize that.
I really do agree that parents body shame. And from my experience, I feel that they body shame their kids without knowing. I feel that they do not realize that they're body shaming you, but in their head, I'm helping them. I care so much for their health, and that's why I'm going to pinpoint all the places in the body where it's not deemed normal in society.
The thing is, they also have to understand what the child needs and how they can help the child. Don't just say something and hope that the child will improve or hope that the child will change. There is always that part where the parents play a role to support the child, and it is very important. That it is something that is lack of it. Parents must always be able to show the child that they fully support them. They will fully be with them no matter what happened. And that reassurance when you give to a child, it is very important, and the child will automatically feel that I understand my parents, and that my parents love me very much, and that whatever is it, that they feel that they are supported in every way.
I remember when I was in high school, it was some time back. Again, it's so different from now. Uh, then, boys or guys or men were not supposed to have ass that are more sticking out or more prominent. And my friends or my schoolmates used to make fun of me, saying that I have like an ass of a lady or something like that. I was one photo taken, just from an angle just to show my ass during sports day, and then it was circulated a little. uh, did not really affect me. I would say I was very comfortable with what I have, and yeah, I'm still having now. Because how my parents raised me, like they helped me to believe that we are all uh, we are all perfect, in our own ways, our own shapes.
Is body shaming men okay? Of course not. Men or women, we still feel abuse. Shame is gender neutral.
Body shaming anyone, regardless of the gender, is uncalled for. Passing out names, especially negative comments regarding their appearances and their physical body, is number one, inhumane and unethical. Emotions are equal for both gender, regardless if they are male or female. So, for example, if you body shame a man, they would have the same impact as we would expect a female to have. So, I think there's no prejudice in this issue, and there's no one gender based.
Men have feelings too lah.
Body shaming doesn't mean it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a female. It's not okay.
Actually, I don't understand why people would want to body shame, and maybe they think it's funny. Maybe they come from a place of care. Some of them may come from a place of care, but they have to understand that everybody live a different kind of life. Everybody go through different kind of things with their own body, and if you wish to give out an advice, body shaming is not the right way to do it. And if you are criticizing for fun, for your own joy, why do you do that?
It can make someone feel less of a person. It messes up with an individual's self-esteem. It can even drive them to have suicidal thoughts. It's not something that we can see. It's very much subjective, and not everyone will be willing to share of the troubles that they're going through. And what is going on here, that's very hard to control.
I'm not going to touch so much on body shaming incidents that happen with an intention, because obviously it's to put someone down, to humiliate someone, to mock someone, and most of the time these people who body shame with an intention, they themselves are losers, they are insecure, they find their value, their worth from humiliating someone, from putting someone down. So we don't have to talk about them because they are losers. Let's talk about those body shaming incidents that happen, so to speak, without an intention. I would say it is because of the distorted value of the society. Movies, commercials, media, celebrities have us believe that men and women should only come in certain body shapes and body sizes. And because of that, we kind of give power, give like more value to people who somehow fit into the body shapes or body sizes. And then because of that, it appears to have like a better group and like a lesser group, because of body sizes. And we stop looking at people as who they are, their personality. We start looking at how they look, how their bodies are. And yeah, I think because of the distorted value of the society, and that allows body shaming to happen.
I know that a lot of people have this notion is that, oh, okay, I'm ridicule someone because I want that person to be better. Push them down so that they know how to climb up, become stronger. But in most cases, that doesn't happen. We read about success stories, like people share their stories about, oh, when I was young, I was this, I was that, I was that. Then I took that notion. Even in the shows, like Bridget Jones' Diary, those kind of things that just because they're being ridiculed enough that they will take something out of it and they make a stand. But if you look at it proportionately by percentage, how many people actually take action just because that happens to them? A majority of them, what happens is that they bury inside their soul, they bury inside their mental part of it, they bury inside them. And it, they and the thing is, it becomes like a bottled up emotion.
It can damage the other person's self-esteem, and secondly can lead to the eating disorder and also a mental issue. So I believe this is something that should stop.
Well, you should just have to embrace life, and you have to embrace yourself, and you have to appreciate your body. Your body is your temple. Take care of it, love it, and do what you love to do, and be around with people who you love, and don't let these modern day beauty standards to tell you how you should look like. Don't let them tell you that you should be in this weight category in order to look beautiful. And if someone tries to come to you and tell you how you should look like, either you can just brush it off and you just ignore them, because you do know the fact they feel insecure while you're around them. Or if they persist, you just tell them off. You tell them, you know what, this is not cool, I don't like it. You may think it's a joke, but to me it's not, so stop. And they will eventually understand. And if they still don't understand, if they still try to tell that, oh, you should be like this, then I think they don't qualify to be your friends. Okay.
I personally believe that body shaming could do a lot of harm to someone, especially mentally. It's like having the person to believe that the person is not good enough, the person is not worthy, something is wrong with the person, when there isn't much that person can change. I mean, if telling someone that you're lazy, the person may be able to change by working harder. Telling the person that you are too greedy, the person can change, character wise, or the attitude, like an attitude. But telling the person that you're too short, you're too fat, you're too thin constantly, and when you make the person believe that however the person looks is actually something negative, it's going to cause a lot of disturbance to that person, especially mentally, because it's something that person may not be able to change, may not be able to do anything about it, right? And then non-stop laughing at that person, I have seen a lot of people who have been made fun of physically, and then they just become less and less confident, because they just believe that something is wrong with them when nothing is wrong with them, and they believe that something is wrong with them, and then there's nothing that they can do about it. They cannot change.
Every time you wake up, or every time you feel something, a passing remarks that make you feel less of yourself just because of your body, you have to look at what you have achieved so far. Look at yourself today compared to what you were yesterday. I think that is very important. Whether you have get a job, or have a stable career, or even accomplished by something small, like today I have been able to cook something, which is I've been trying for a long time. I've able to say finish reading a book. Things like that, whether it's big or small, that achievement, you have to look within yourself to say that no matter what people say, no matter what they ridicule about my body or how I look or whatever, I have achieved this by myself. As an individual, I have achieved. And one of the greatest things that I always feel is that when you try to look back and focus on what you have achieved or what you have, be grateful. one of the things that I will always look back, and the thing is that when I was younger, maybe I was say not so confident about certain things, but now I took the challenge and I did it. So I feel that I have accomplished something. Another thing I'm grateful for is that I have friends and family who are supportive, who are always there for me. So I always know that these are the people that I can turn to. And not a lot of people have that support system. And that is very, very important that you tell yourself this. Because ultimately, it's about your self-care, it's about your self-love. It's also about knowing what to do when you feel less of yourself.
My message to body shamers, all I can say is STOP. Stop it. Stop and don't do it.
Well, to be honest, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
My message to body shamers is, if you don't like it, don't look. Just walk away.
You always have to think that not all the time you need to give an advice. And if you feel that you need to give an advice, you have to ask the permission. Either you ask permission or prepare that person.
Put yourself in their shoes. It's easier to say things out loud, but it's very much painful to hear the things.
Body shaming is just cruel. It's just not right. It harms people, right? It harms people.
Be a caring individual, a kind individual. And for strangers out there who may not know a lot of people, you have to be cautious about what you say and how you react to people. Because the thing is, we do not know their backstory. We don't know what they have gone through. And it's always good to start thinking that I want to exhibit kindness first to anyone that I encounter.
Hi, body shamers. If you are one, this is my message for you. Get a life. Like, literally, get a life. The world is so much bigger than your tiny little brain, if there is any, can understand, can contain, can perceive. And beauty is not what your tiny little brain thinks it is. It's so much bigger than that. People come in different sizes, different shapes, and they're all beautiful. I mean, you don't have to agree that they are beautiful, right? You don't have to agree, but just keep your opinions to yourself, because we don't care, right? Literally, we don't care. You're worth nothing to us, so we don't care, right? So stop body shaming, because it's not right. It's not healthy. Okay, we are supposed to respect one another. Okay, if you do not know how to respect other people, there's only one reason to it, because you do not know how to respect yourself. So maybe start from respecting yourself, respecting that you are part of the world, respecting that you are part of humanity, respecting that it is okay to be a decent human being, right? Yeah, respect yourself. Body shamers, let's stop body shaming.